Today's video is all about elevated bridge pose. So I love elevated bridge pose because it helped me to recover from my prolapse when I was early postpartum. It was from the latter half of my second trimester through labor and delivery that I felt this heaviness in my pelvic floor, and that was a huge degree of my discomfort when I was pregnant. I felt like something was pressing down on my pelvic floor, and elevated bridge pose helped me to recover from that prolapse. For today's practice, you'll have one prop. Most people like to use a chair or a couch. I'll be using the sofa chair right here, but know that you can also get creative with the surface that you use. So when I was 8 weeks postpartum, I felt safe and also very strong using a window ledge that was actually 3 feet away from the ground. So go ahead and gauge where your body's at and find a surface that works best for you. Start off by taking a seat next to your couch or chair. Bend your knees. Go ahead and roll over onto one side. Extend your arm long, fetal postures where we meet. Let's go ahead and take one round of clearing breath. Inhale through your nose. Open mouth, exhale. The bottom of your exhale, gently seal your lips. Press your opposite hand against the earth. Roll flat onto your back. And start to take a couple wiggles right here. We're just going to make sure we set ourselves up for success. So we've got two objectives. You want to make sure your feet feel nice and stable against your elevated surface. You also want to make sure your torso feels like there's enough space to expand. So make sure you don't feel scrunched up in your low back. And conversely, you want to make sure you don't feel too stretched out in your torso. From here, again, inhale through your nose. Make sure your low back is planted against the earth. Start off with your arms by your sides. Open mouth, exhale once more. Inhale through your nose, this time relaxing your pelvic floor. Expand to your belly and ribs. Do exhale this time. Lift and contract your pelvic floor. Zip your belly and ribs inwards. Start to lift your glutes away from the earth. So right here in your elevated bridge, we want to find a neutral spine position. So you want to make sure you're not overextending, but you still want to feel a lift with your glutes away from the earth. Inhale, slowly lowering down. Touch down with your low back and glutes. And exhale, pressing onto your feet. Feel that engagement between your legs and glutes. Inhale, lower down. And exhale. Start to find a rhythm right here. The next time you lower down, inhale to the count of 1, 2. Nice flat back. As you exhale, lift up to the count of 3, 2, 1. Once more, inhale, lower to 1, 2. Exhale, lift up to 3, 2, 1. Nice job. Adding on to that, inhale, lower your glutes all the way against the earth. As you start to reset, go ahead and windshield wiper your legs from side to side. Give your low back a gentle massage. Now let's bring it all the way back to the center. Feet are hip-width distance apart. Inhale right here. Relax in your pelvic floor. Here to the count of 1, 2. As you exhale through your nose, lift your pelvic floor, draw your belly in, draw your ribs in. This time we lift up with our arms and our glutes to 3, 2, 1. Inhale, lower here for 1, 2. Steady and strong. Exhale up, lifting here to 3, 2, 1. Take a couple more rounds at your own pace of breath right here. So we're focusing on a longer exhale just to wake up our core muscles just a bit more. Maybe you start to add a little bit of heat. Maybe you start to build a little bit of a sweat. All devil in the details right here. Make sure you're engaging your pelvic floor each time as you exhale. And each time as you inhale, touching down vertebra through vertebra, all the way down to your glutes, arms by your side. From here, let's go ahead and add another variation to our elevated bridge. The next time you exhale through your nose, again, we lift our pelvic floor, draw our belly and ribs in. Go ahead and float your hips to your nice neutral spine position. Now, option right here to keep your hands high-fiving against the earth, or maybe you start to lace your fingers underneath you, slide one shoulder and then the other underneath your back. From here, pulse it out. It's just going to be a rapid movement right here. And as you're starting to pulse it out, can you keep a slight lift to your pelvic floor each time? We obviously want to focus on elongating our breath, so it doesn't have to be breath to movement this time. You can release your vinyasa. Just take a simple inhale and exhale through your nose. You got this. You're here for 4, 3, last 2, and 1. Nice job. Unlace your fingers. High five one hand and then the other against the earth. Glutes touch down. Walk your feet wider than hips width distance apart. Windshield wiper out your legs from side to side. And start to lift and spread your toes. Again, we're keeping the low back planted against the earth. At the top of your next inhale, bring it all the way back to the center. With your feet hip width distance apart, start to draw circles with your toes. Feel that good movement to your shins and ankles. On your next inhale, walk your big toes together to touch. We're going to slide our feet closer down against our couch. Extend your right arm long, roll over onto one side, and slowly start to press yourself all the way up back into an easy seat. Thank you all so much for watching our posture clinic. I hope elevated bridge pose was helpful to your postpartum recovery journey. And if you have any extra time, I hope that it's spent filling yourself up with gratitude for all that you and your body have done. The light, the love in me sees and honors the light, the love in each and every one of you. Namaste.